Alright, well, here I have a 5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton rear tine tiller, and there's the tines, and picked this up, given to me by a family member. Only problem is she's seized. Yeah, so loosened off the spark plug. They did try to put some stuff down, oil, WD-40, to try to free it up, but she's still seized, so I'm going to try to get her unstuck there. Gas cap is a little bit stiff, and it's got a full tank of fuel, and it smells stale, boy. And the vent here for the carbs is not hooked in. She's not hooked in there. Should be in that tube. So we're gonna try to get that there. I'm gonna probably start with trying to take off the fuel tank, loosening off some bolts there. So I got the air filter off. Here's the bottom side, and just 2 screws, and looks like water seeped in through the gasket. This was stored outside, but so there you have down to the tank. Got the cap off, and she's looking nasty in there. You don't want to see that. And smell-o-vision there, she stinks terrible. So we're gonna have to I'm gonna keep loosening that off to get down to the tank and the carburetor. But the other problem too, the lever to ingest the tines is somewhat seized. To engage the drive, they got that freed up, but for the tines there's a bolt here with that spring and that cable, so I'm gonna pull the screws off at some point, pull these off to get underneath and see what I can do there. So I'll find the right socket to get the rest of the air filter off there. Well, with the air filter off, you can see down in there, and that's water. So there'll be water in the tank, and that made its way into the engine. But that tube that was out, I was able to get him in. With the carburetor, with the air filter being off, I could maneuver the tube. Now I'm going to start undoing the screws for the tank, because no doubt the seal in there and all the little plastic tubes for the carburetor are going to be caked in rust and gunk and you name it. So I'll let you know once these are off. So because the recoil seized, I'm going to pull this off to see if I can't get better leverage to maybe try to crank the engine over. So there's one bolt up here at the top, another one on this side, and another one on that side. So there's 3 bolts total. And the tank I did get off and unhooked. So recoil is off. Got the 3 bolts off. The little screen that was here off. That sits down in there. As you can see, it's sitting there from being outside, but that's all right. And there's a little starter cup here, and that came up. I was able to get the engine freed, put a little bit of gear oil down there, and so I ended up putting my wrench on and taking a hammer and tapping, not much, enough force but not overly, and she's free there. As you can see, the flywheel is all rusty, so that's going to need to be cleaned up so we have clean contacts. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the tank. I'll show you what comes out of the tank, and after the tank I'll be taking off the carburetor to get a better view inside, and depending on how that looks, that will tell me whether I need to pull my head off and look at doing an inspection on the engine. So we'll go look at the tank now.